Bienvenue, Magic players. Come in a bit of a sticky situation. See, I'm under house arrest. As it turns out, can't use a maid app as a tax write-off, no matter how good you look in it. But all this talk of taxes and prisons is giving me an idea of what deck tech I want to do this week. I'd like to start by giving a special shout out to Ice9 and the Red White Lockout Discord server. Without them, I wouldn't have gotten as much research as I did, and this video wouldn't have been possible without them. They're a really nice community, which is very ironic considering the kind of strategy this deck entails. So let's get started with the first Libor tax. That's the wrong picture. That's still the wrong picture. No, the next picture. Don't judge me. There we go. The main goal of this deck is Resource Denial. We have Suspension Field and Ghostly Prison to tax your opponents, Mana Tithe, Bolt, and Oust to take care of your opponent's threats, but we mostly use Molten Rain, Stone Rain, Pillage, and Boom Burst to blow up your opponent's lands. The thing to remember about Boom Burst is that you have to target one of your own lands to blow up, but if you target Cascading Cataracts, it's indestructible. Or you can target Flagstones of Trocare, which when it goes to the graveyard from the battlefield, searches up a plains, and you can just go get your Sacred Foundry. In the end, this deck just tries to win with damage, whether it's from Goblin Dark Dwellers, which when it enters the battlefield you can play another one of your land destruction spells, or Obsidian Charmaw, which blows up a land itself and is a 4/4 flyer. Great against Drawn. This deck strategy is mean, I'm not going to deny that, but you know what, so is Azorius Control, and both are healthy to the format. And honestly, this deck's kind of, low to the ground, underdog strategy is something I love to see in Modern. I'm an Arc-like Phoenix player after all. The next deck the server gave me was Nahiri Boom. Still uses land destruction and all that good stuff. It uses Fury to burn your opponent's creatures, sees Empowermancer to create blockers and generate card advantage, and it uses Nahiri the Harbinger to get out Emrakul the Aeon's Torn to win the game almost immediately. And if I've learned anything about being on the internet over the past year, is that people like being dominated, especially by tall ladies. So, play Emrakul, your opponents will roll right over. This deck also makes use of Karn the Great Creator, a card that I've talked about 3 times already, and each time I talk about it, I think a little bit more that it needs to be banned. Seriously, it got Mycosynth Lattice banned after they found out it could lock an opponent out on turn 4, it turns your sideboard into a wish board for any matchup, and it lets you use Liquid Metal Clothing to blow up your opponent's lands, which is pretty on brand for this strategy. This last deck list Ice9 gave to me is what he calls Red-White Sagas. It's essentially what we've taken from the archetype so far, land destruction, resource denial, but it jams in all the good cards from Modern Horizons 2. We got Darcy's, Ragavons, Esper Sentinels. It's all here. The deck's namesake comes from Urza's Saga, which gets up Mishra's Bauble, Shadow Spear, and Bomat Courier. You know what? Alright. Crack the Earth is a fantastic 1-for-1 strategy against your opponent. I recommend trying it with Dreadhorde Arcanist because that is a hilarious combo. And that was Libor Taxes. Once again, special thanks to the Red White Lockout Discord server. If you like this deck, go check them out. And if you have a deck you want me to look at next, leave a comment in the comments below. Until next time, I have to go fight the IRS.